Namaste. This is part 7 of the story of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Shaiste Khan had camped in Pune. He was staying in Lal Mahal. He was having an Uzbek commander, a commander with origin in Uzbekistan. His name was Karatalab Khan. So Shaiste Khan sent this Karatalab Khan to capture the coastal area of Maharashtra, that is Konkan. Karatalab Khan was reinforced with the troops of Savitribai Deshmukh, a clever and fighter lady. She was a widow and serving on behalf of her little son. She was so brave and successful that she was called Rai Baghan, meaning Queen Tigress. Karatalab Khan kept his route for moving towards Konkan secret even from his own men, even from Rai Baghan. He discussed it with no one, even Rai Baghan. Their campaign moved towards west, passing through the city of Lonavala and routes near Fort Lohgad. Shivaji Raje's commandant of Fort Lohgad was silently watching Kartalab Khan's travel from the fort, but he did not attack the marching force. The Mughals were also surprised by this. They marched towards west and started climbing down at Umbarkhand. Now, on that day, it had become noon. Everyone was tired because they were traveling since the morning. Now they were thirsty. All water in their stock was already consumed, and no water source was visible nearby. They had sent persons in search of water in all directions. No one had came back. Suddenly, they had to face arrows coming from all directions. They could not see any enemy, but arrows were hitting and killing their soldiers. They found that they were surrounded by Shivaji Raje's soldiers from all directions. They were not in a position to fight back. Kartalab Khan tried to motivate his soldiers to fight, but there was no use. At last, Savitribai suggested him to beg pardon of Shivaji Raje, who was leading the attack. Shivaji Raje himself was present there. Karatalab Khan went to the hilltop where Shivaji Raje was waiting for him. He saw that Shivaji Raje was shining as a king. He was wearing white expensive dress, wearing ornaments. Shivaji Raje was seated on his favorite horse and he was smiling. Kartalab Khan narrated to him about his friendship with Shahaji Raje, that is, father of Shivaji Raje, and begged for pardon. Shivaji Raje saved his life and asked him to leave all horses, elephants, weapons, treasure, and go back to Pune. Everything was left behind for Hindavi Swaraj to use it for their own purpose, and Kartalab Khan returned to Pune empty handed. Shivaji Raje started discussing secretly with his spies and nobles about attack on Shaiste Khan. It was impossible to defeat Shaiste Khan in direct battle because there were 1 lakh enemy soldiers with Shaiste Khan. A surgical strike would be the correct action. Shivaji Raje gathered complete information, discussed with his trusted people, and formulated a plan for this. It was the month of Ramzan. Ramzan was the holy month of Muslims. They normally stopped battles and wars in this month. They never respected anything related to Hindu Dharma but expected Hindus to respect their Ramzan month. Shivaji Raje decided not to respect this and planned an attack in the same month. He made a true troop of 2000 selected soldiers and with a secret plan they left Raigad in evening they left Rajgarh in evening and reached Pune in night. The dinner of Ramzan was complete and everyone was taking rest. Shivaji Raje kept his force in the outskirts of Pune and entered Pune with a small number of soldiers who had received very good training. This training could be compared with today's commando training. A force of 1 lakh soldiers was waiting for them there. Shivaji Raje was stopped at various checkposts. He told them that he was from the patrolling party of Shahiste Khan's camp. Probably they were having necessary forged documents. They reached backside of Lal Mahal and passed the garden. In Ramzan, Muslims eat before dawn and after sunset. The cooks and servants in kitchen area had to sleep late and get up early to prepare food. They were using a rear gate for bringing in their raw material supply. That gate was normally open 24 hours. Shivaji Raje entered through this gate and killed the cooks and servants there first. While dying, they made some noise, and Shaiste Khan's son became alert due to the noise. He talked to his father, who was sleeping in Janan Khana, that is harem, but he was silenced. From the kitchen to the queen's area, there was a corridor, but it was closed with temporary brickwork. Shivaji Raje got the bricks removed and opened the door to the corridor. They climbed through this corridor and entered Shaiste Khan's bedroom. Shaiste Khan was sleeping with his number of wives. The wives were clever. When they came to know about the attack, they put off all the lamps and hid Shaiste Khan among themselves. Shivaji Raje attacked them with sword. Shivaji Raje could not see Shaiste Khan. Shaiste Khan tried to escape and Shivaji Raje's sword chopped off his fingers. Shivaji Raje thought that he had killed Shaiste Khan. Meanwhile, everyone had started shouting and calling for help from outside. The doors were opened and soldiers started coming in. In the chaotic situation, Shivaji Raje escaped with all his soldiers and moved fast towards Rajgarh. When Shaiste Khan's soldiers tried to catch Shivaji Raje, they saw a lot of soldiers passing through the Katras Pass. They went to that direction. When they reached Katras, they found that there were no soldiers but oxes, and the horns of the oxes were carrying burning lamps. Thus, they were fooled, and Shivaji Raje's consignment escaped safely towards Rajgarh. Next day, Shivaji Raje's spies gave him news that Shaista Khan was not killed but his fingers were cut. Shaiste Khan's son and wife were killed. Many other people were killed or injured. Shaiste Khan was so much frightened by this attack that he decided to run for life. He immediately moved to Aurangabad, that is Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar. Moinuddin Aurangzeb was so much angry with this news that he punished Shaiste Khan with transfer towards the east, that is Bengal. Bengal was another Subha or state. Shaiste Khan sent letters to Aurangzeb to cancel his transfer, but finally he had to move. He stayed in Dhaka, that is in Bengal, for a long time. Shivaji Raje had forced Shaiste Khan to flee, but Shaiste Khan had damaged the economy of Maharashtra. For 2 years, he was looting Maharashtra. Shivaji Raje decided to avenge this by looting Mughals' prosperous harbour city of Surat. Surat was a very rich city. Trade with other countries was routed through this harbour. Mughals collected huge tax on this trade. Shivaji Raje sent his chief of spy department Bahirji Naik to Surat. Information in detail about number of soldiers in the city, list of wealthy people, estimate of their possession of wealth, enemy troops nearby, their traveling time to Surat. All this information was collected, and this helped Shivaji Raje to make a detailed secret plan of loot of Surat. Shivaji Raje left Rajgarh with 8,000 soldiers and additional horses for bringing loot. They first visited Trambakeshwar near Nashik. Trambakeshwar is a pilgrimage center of Hindus and one of the 12 important temples of God Shiva in India, called Dwadasha Jyotirlinga. He stayed there and conducted proper puja of God Shiva, God Trambakeshwar. He spread a rumor that they were going towards Sambhaji Nagar, Devgiri. Then they moved via Jawhar, Ganadevi towards Surat. They pretended that they were part of Mughal army and they were going to Ahmedabad, Patan for supporting Mahabat Khan there. Mahabat Khan was the Mughal commandant. Due to this, they could march safely through the enemy area, Mughal area. Finally, they reached near Surat and sent message to the commandant of Surat, Inayat Khan. They asked him to surrender and hand over a pretty sum as ransom to Shivaji Raje. Inayat Khan did not agree. He ran from the city into the fort and closed doors of the fort. The merchants, money lenders were exposed helpless to soldiers of Shivaji Raje. Shivaji Raje was staying in a small tent in a mango grove at the outskirts of Surat city. His soldiers roamed in Surat, collected ransom from every rich person without disturbing, without attacking any woman, poor people, temples, priests. They collected gold, jewelry, pearls, and only such precious items. After doing this collection of ransom for 5 days, they decided to retreat because they were aware that Ahmedabad was at a distance of 5 days' travel and the Subedar Mahabat Khan might have reached there at any time. He would take only 5 days to reach from Ahmedabad to Surat. They must keep some distance from enemy who would definitely chase them from Surat to Pune. Hence, they decided to leave Surat. They traveled fast and reached Maharashtra as soon as possible. Their mission was completely successful. While returning from Surat, Shivaji Raje received the sad news of death of his father Shahaji Raje. Shahaji Raje died in an accident while hunting in the forest of Hodigere in Karnataka. Shivaji Raje rushed to Mother Jizabai. She was very sad and preparing to sacrifice herself and become Sati. Shivaji Raje persuaded her that he needed her guidance and also Sambhaji Raje needed her love. Jizabai agreed. Now the coffers of Hindavi Swaraj were full. Shivaji Raje decided to expand his Hindavi Swaraj. Shivaji Raje annexed most part of Konkan area up to Fonda fort in the Hindavi Swaraj. Fonda is in Goa or Gomantak. He selected an island near Malwan in Konkan for building sea fort and sanctioned required amount for the same. He appointed engineers and supervisors for the work. Soon the fort was built and was named Sindhudurg. Sindhu means sea. Sindhudurg became important power center of Hindavi Swaraj. When Shivaji Raje was in Goa, Hindus complained that Portuguese tried to convert them by force. Those who refused to convert were tortured and killed. Shivaji Raje captured Portuguese preachers and ordered them to stop conversion of Hindus. The preachers refused to obey his order and Shivaji Raje punished them with death sentence. Saptakoteshwar temple was destroyed by Portuguese governor of Goa. Shivaji Raje saw this temple and ordered to rebuild the temple and install the Bhagwan Shivalinga there once again. He also visited Mahabaleshwar on the return path on the occasion of sun eclipse. Hindus have a tradition of making donations in such time, and most important in such donations is conducting Tula Dana. Tula means weighing scale. This means donating precious goods equal to one's weight to needy people. Shivaji Raje conducted Tula of his mother Jizabai and his trusted senior noble Sonopant Dabir with gold and donated the whole gold. This was a way of paying them respect and expressing gratitude. This was end of the part 7. If you want to buy this book, call me on 770-901-3232. If you want that this story should reach more and more children, share this video to your friends. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj ki Jai.